Hey, what's going on, people? I'm not going to make this video too long, but I did want to come out and say that the two officers who murdered Alton Sterling would not be charged for his murder. And, this seems to be a recurring scene that we've seen over and over and over. And, it really goes to show you that black folks are not protected here in this country, and we really have to take matters into our own hand. We do have to protect ourselves with firearms. We do have to protect our own community. We do have to protect our children from not just police officers, but vigilantes out here who feel like they can just gun us down because the law is not on our side. And I was sitting back, watching these kids march the other day on the news for gun restriction, due to the fact that there's been, these mass shootings with these little white kids going to school pissed off because they didn't have no friends, or, somebody was talking about them, or they couldn't get any ass or whatever. The same thing that we've seen time after time. And these high school kids are out here marching. And, you got whites, Hispanics, blacks, they all out there marching. But what I would like to ask a lot of the high school kids out there. I know it's a lot of high school kids that, listen to my commentary. Are these same peers of yours going to march for your agendas? Are these same kids that you guys are out there marching for, and saying, oh, we need gun restriction and everything? Are these same peers going to use their white privilege to push back on the system that is abusing you guys and your family every day? And see, this is something that we have to start asking ourselves, and we have to start asking these high school kids, because this is the generation that's coming into the adulthood. They're going to be, the future. So if they are not, or us in the black community, we're not teaching them to have critical thinking and teaching them to understand when they are being used, because when we have agendas out here, when we're facing police brutality, or, we're getting harassed just in general by either vigilantes or police officers, or, you got the prison industrial complex, when we're out here fighting for change, nobody stands with us. Nobody's out here marching. Everybody's silent. Or they'll mention things like black on black crime, or they'll try to push it back on the black community in some type of way. But it seems like when white folks have issues, we have a certain selective group of people within the black community that feel like they have to stand with their cause. We're all supposed to hold hands and come together and unite as one. But we don't see that same unity when black folks are suffering here in this country. So, I say that to get a lot of the young cats out here that listen to me, or that out here marching, or want to see change within their community. You guys have to ask yourself, is it really worth going out here marching and protesting for gun restriction when these very same peers of yours probably won't do the same for you? And it's not about, being evil or being vindictive or anything like that, saying, oh, well, if you guys don't march with us, then, we're not going to stand for your cause. But it's about being concerned and putting your community and your safety in priority. It's about playing the game that we're all playing. Because, see, nobody gives a damn about us. When we get gunned down, nobody cares. It's us that have to stand alone and that are out here trying to push back and create change. But, it's sad because, Alton Sterling, this man had a family. This was somebody's son, somebody's, father, somebody's husband. I believe the brother was married. I could be wrong about that. But, this is a man who was loved by people. And here it is. You got two cops murdered this man, murdered him on video, and they still not getting charged. So the question next is, what are we going to do as a community? And I think it starts with, everybody, my age bracket, the younger bracket, these kids that are out here protesting for gun restrictions. The older cats out here, is everybody. What are we going to do as a community to nib this shit in the ass? And I was looking at a story the other day. You know, they had in Gardena, California. If you guys are not familiar with that city, it's surrounded within you know, the Compton, Hawthorne area of LA. And it came out that 2 cops were selling guns illegally to people within the community. But see, when gun violence happens, or you might hear about quote unquote gang activity, which a lot of these murders that you hear that's going on in LA are not always gang violence. It's a lot of different things that are going on, and a lot of times it's the police doing stuff. You know, it's a number of things as to why certain things happen in LA, and a lot of these murders are popping up. But what the easy target or the easy blame is gang violence. But it came out that you had 2 Gardena police officers selling guns. But they want to talk about gun restrictions. They want to talk about black on black crime. And they want to talk about how, you know, black folks don't have control over their community, or they're destructive to their own kind. No, we got different devices that are adding to the bullshit and the destruction that's going on in our community. But see, nobody wants to talk about that. And when you have videos out here that is visually displaying murder, there still is no repercussions. So again, you know, what are we going to do?